An after-school Satan club comes to an elementary school. Mourners use AI technology to resurrect their dead loved ones. And a man still loves his ex, even after she shot him in the genitals. These are the weird stories for Monday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the universe. An after-school Satan club is coming to an elementary school. Well, you guys wanted religion in the schools. You got it. We have a new club coming to a Memphis elementary school. What kind of club is it? Is it Dungeons and Dragons club? Pickleball club? Is it hallucinogenic honey tasting club? No. Something more controversial than all of this. The after-school Satan club. All the world is evil. All the world is evil. The Satanic Temple announced that the after-school Satan club is coming to the Chimney Rock Elementary School in Cordova. You guys are like, what is the Satanic Temple? What is after-school Satan club? That sounds awesome, Jonesy. I'm glad you asked. I have all the information here in case you want to attend. I've covered the Satanic Temple before on this podcast. It's an organization that I admire in many ways. The Satanic Temple is a non-theistic religion that views Satan as a literary figure who represents a metaphorical construct of the rejection of tyranny and celebrating the human mind and the human spirit. After-school Satan clubs does not attempt to convert children to any religious ideology. They're sort of anti-religious ideology. Instead, the Satanic Temple supports children to think for themselves. Think for themselves. Imagine. All after-school Satan clubs are based on activities centered around what are called the 7 fundamental tenets and emphasize a scientific, rationalist, non-superstitious worldview, which is great. I mean, if we've learned anything from doing the Weird AF News podcast for all these years, is that we need more reason in the world. We need more scientific, rationalist, non-superstitious thinking. And I think that's an amazing value. It's sort of like the values that Henry David Thoreau were all about. You know, you guys familiar with Henry David Thoreau? An amazing masshole from our past. Yeah, you should read like Walden or any of his books, really. I'd imagine the parents are going to be upset about the Satanic Temple occurring in their schools because most of the parents won't read about the actual organization. They'll just see the headline and then lazy thinking will take over and they'll be very upset and probably protest this. An email was sent to the parents to give them a heads up about this by the school district. It stated, as a public school district, we are committed to upholding the principles of the First Amendment. Imagine that. A school district upholding the First Amendment, not banning books and all of that nonsense. It says, First Amendment, which guarantees equal access to all non-profit organizations seeking to use our facilities after school hours. This means we cannot approve or deny a request based solely on the organization's viewpoints or beliefs. And if you were to judge based on this organization's viewpoints or beliefs, they passed the test anyways, because they're not doing what you would think that they were doing, which is trying to convert kids to some evil doctrine. That's just not happening at all. Opposite. The flyer that was posted by the Satanic Temple says that the after-school Satan Club will include science projects, community service projects, puzzles, games, nature activities, arts and crafts, and snacks. Oh, I want to go to after-school Satan Club. That sounds amazing. According to the Satanic Temple, the club is scheduled to have its first meeting at the Chimney Rock Elementary between 4:30 and 5:30 p.m. on January 10th, 2024. So if you guys are in the area, you want to go to the after-school Satan Club, it sounds like a great place to learn and maybe make some new friends, like-minded people that care about reason and the scientific method. There's not a lot to do at the school after school that doesn't involve sports of some kind. So either you play organized sports, what else is there for you at the school? So unless you're an athlete, nothing to do. So this is a nice alternative. Go on a nature walk, have some snacks, play some games. I think it's amazing. All paid for by maybe Satan? Chinese mourners use artificial intelligence to digitally resurrect the dead. Well, someone took that Black Mirror episode to heart. You guys ready to learn a little bit about digitally resurrecting the dead and hear Jonesy mispronounce some Chinese names? Let's go. It says, at a quiet cemetery in eastern China, bereaved father Siku Wu pulls out his phone, places it on a gravestone, and plays a recording of his son. They are words that his son never spoke, but were brought into being with the assistance of artificial intelligence. The recording says, even though I can't be by your side ever again, my soul is still in this world, accompanying you throughout life. Stricken by grief, Wu and his wife have joined a growing number of Chinese people turning to AI technology to create lifelike avatars of their departed family. Ultimately, Wu wants to build a fully realistic replica that behaves just like his dead son, but dwells in virtual reality. Wu says, quote, once we synchronize reality and the metaverse, I'll have my son with me again. I can train him so that when he sees me, he knows I'm his father. Some Chinese firms claim to have created thousands of digital people from as little as 30 seconds of audiovisual material of their deceased. Experts say they can offer much-needed comfort for people devastated by the loss of loved ones. But they also evoke an unsettling theme from the British sci-fi series Black Mirror, in which people rely on advanced AI for bereavement support. Following the sudden death of his 22-year-old son, Wu dove into deep learning technologies like ChatGPT, researching ways in which he could resurrect his boy. He gathered photos, videos, audio recordings, and spent thousands of dollars hiring AI firms that cloned his son's face and voice. The results so far are rudimentary, but he has also set up a work team to create a database containing vast amounts of information on his son. Wu hopes to feed it into powerful algorithms to create an avatar capable of copying his son's thinking and speech patterns with extreme precision. Several companies specializing in ghost bots have emerged in the U.S. in recent years, but the industry is really booming in China. According to Zhang Ziwei, the founder of the AI firm Superbrain, and the man who collaborated with the father Wu on this particular project. Zhang says, on AI technology, China is the highest class worldwide. There are so many people in China, with many with emotional needs, which gives us an advantage when it comes to market demand. Superbrain charges between 10,000 and 20,000 yuan, which is 1,400 to 2,800, to create a basic avatar within about 20 days. They range from those who have died to living parents unable to spend time with their children, and, controversially, a heartbroken woman's ex-boyfriend as well. Clients can even have video calls with a staff member whose face and voice are digitally overlaid with those of the person that they have lost. Zhang says, the significance is huge for the whole world. A digital version of someone can exist forever, even after their body has been lost. Of course, there's always going to be people who question new technologies, who are scared of new technologies. Many people are afraid of the potential of AI, as I'm sure all of you heard. In this particular story, we have Tal Morse, who is a research fellow at the Center for Death and Society, who says ghostbots may offer some comfort, but he cautions that more research was needed to understand their psychological and ethical implications. Tal says, quote, well, a key question here is how loyal are the ghostbots to the personality they were designed to imitate? What happens if they do things that will contaminate the memory of the person they are supposed to represent? Another issue arises from the inability of dead people to consent as well. While permission was probably unnecessary to mimic speech or behavior, it might be needed to do certain other things with that simulacrum. Yeah, we need to get these things under wraps because this is most definitely the future of experiencing your dead loved ones There will be avatars. People will go on having discussions with their loved ones after they have already departed this plane, for sure, in the digital world, in the metaverse, wherever it might be, run by AI. So you have to make sure that the avatar doesn't do anything crazy, like tell you to go screw or something, hurt your feelings, you know? And of course, you also have to get permission. Obviously, you can't get permission from the person who's passed away, but the family needs to sign off on this sort of stuff because, I mean, how shocked would you be if, you know, in the middle of your football game, you see your dead son doing a Subway ad? I mean, you can't have that. Now, to me, the major issue with this is psychological and emotional based. And it is this. If you create an avatar of your dead loved one that you can interact with on a real, what seems like a real basis, as though they were there, how is this really giving you closure? I think it would be a speed bump to really accepting the death of this person. And so from a psychological standpoint, is it going to be that helpful? I'm not sure. I would love to hear from you guys what you think of this. Call my show 646-450-2012. Want to create a podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn some money, all in one place, and it's free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record, edit on your phone or your computer, send it to Spotify and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video recording options as well. Spotify for Podcasters even allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. A man still loves his ex-girlfriend after she shot him in the genitals. Dude, she shot you in the genitals. She's not even hinting anymore. Just leave. The writing is on the wall when you've been shot in the balls. This guy's name is Charlie Glenn. He's 49 years old. Poor Charlie. He wants love. He's even willing to look past a blast to the genitals to make love work. Not a lot of people will do that to make it work. Some people will leave at the drop of a hat. Charlie doesn't even leave at a blast to his nuts. He endured a gunshot wound to his testy, which is a scientific word short for testicle. Doctors use it, guys, so I'm going to use testy in the story. Charlie, despite being shot in the old testy, expressed his continued love for his ex-girlfriend, Tanya, who is accused of pulling the trigger. According to Genitalia CSI, the bullet traversed his testicle, went into his butt cheek, and then exited. Just so we're all clear with the path of the bullet through his genitalia into the buttocks and out. It's very important to know all of this. Now, during the trial, they played a 911 call where Tanya tells the dispatcher that her boyfriend Glenn was, quote, shot one time into his legs. I just don't know exactly where. Doesn't sound like she mentioned that she did it in the call. She's missing, she's holding back a little bit of what I would call pertinent information at that point. Now, Glenn told the reporters what happened in the moments that led to the shooting. He says, quote, she wanted me to take a walk with her and I found out she had a pistol. She said it was a pellet gun. I said, let me see it because I'm not going to go anywhere with you if you got a gun. And she pulled it out and shot me right there. She just pulled it out and shot me. Upon hearing the gunshot, Paul Carpenter, a neighbor and a friend of Glenn, rushed to the scene. Here's a quote from Paul Carpenter. Well, my thoughts was he okay? You know, is he dead? Is he alive? I don't know. But they said he was okay. And, you know, they say he wasn't life-threatening at all either. I was happy about that because I like Glenn. I don't want Glenn to get shot in the old nutsack. I don't think it's right. And I just wish they'd get it together over there and be in love like they were in the beginnings. Oh, love Paul. What a great neighbor Paul is. He gives a damn about these people. Paul missed out on a good opportunity to have a joke there, though. You know, when I saw that he was shot in the genitalia, I thought to myself, well, that's nuts, man, nuts. But, not everybody's a comedian, Paul. Tanya, age 36, was subsequently arrested and charged. It was reduced from a felony to a misdemeanor. Come on. Guys, come on. Misdemeanor? Where you? What are you? Come on. Now it says, despite the pain of his injury and the challenging journey of testicular recovery, Glenn conveyed that he just harbors no desire for any apology at all from Tanya. She doesn't even have to apologize for smashing him in the genitals with her bullets. Here's a quote from Glenn. I don't expect nothing from her at all. To this day, I still love her, and if she ever gets better, well, ... So, the door's still open. And they said romanticism is dead. Come on, look at what's going on here. Tanya and Glenn. Ohio is for lovers, they say. Am I right? I think what we're really learning here, guys, is that there's another love language that I didn't know was out there. You guys know about the 5 love languages? Well, apparently one of them is bullet to the crotch. It's good to know so I can be very clear on dating apps, what my love language is and is not.
Yay! There's a big difference between talking and reporting, especially right now with a fire hose worth of news coming your way. You know what helps? Having reporters in the field. I'm Brad Milkey from ABC News, and that's what we've got on ABC's daily podcast, Start Here. Every morning, Start Here takes you across the country and around the world for a quick, smart look at the stories that matter. It's fast, it's straightforward, and sometimes, gasp, news can even be fun. So let's meet up tomorrow morning. Listen to Start Here wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, my friends, my loyal listeners. Thanks for spending some time with me in the Weird AF News podcast, the Monday episode. I hope I'm leading you into the week with some good weird news, maybe some laughs, maybe you learned something. And just for the record, I don't want everyone to think that I make complete light of domestic violence, that I'm not empathetic towards domestic violence. In fact, domestic violence towards men is grossly underreported and hardly ever taken seriously. And I don't want to be another one of these people that just makes a joke about it. Oh, guy got shot in the balls. This guy is sick. He's got a real problem. I feel horrible for this man. He's in this cycle of abuse, and you know how that can be. It doesn't only affect women in these domestic violence situations. It affects men as well. It's a very serious issue. And so I don't want people to think that I don't take it seriously. I absolutely do. All right. That being said, I want to give thanks and praise. Jay Flats, my buddy, wrote me a review on Apple Podcasts for the show, and he gave me 5 stars. It's called Highly Recommended for Laughter. Seriously, you need this podcast in your life. The world is falling apart, and Jonesy delivers the good and bad and the Florida. When you need a pick-me-up, listen to this podcast. Isn't that a nice, sweet, lovely review? And the 5 stars really help because, as you know, I get a lot of 1-star reviews for some strange reason. So big shout out to my buddy Jay Flats, who I just love. I love Jay Flats. Wonderful human being. And took the time to write me a review. He didn't have to do that. Isn't that nice? If you guys ever want to do that, I would love it. I would really appreciate it. I'll read your review. I'll tell you how much I love you for writing such reviews. And we can celebrate together as we grow the show. And Weird AF News grows and grows and takes over all corners of the earth. And then we go off planet at that point. And then it becomes the most popular podcast in the universe. I can dream, right? I can dream. Well, if you guys would like to call the show, it's 646-450-2012. My email's funnyjones@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, there's a couple ways you can do that. You can leave me a review on Amazon or Apple Podcasts, or you can make a donation of some sort by going to weirdafnews.com, where you can join the Patreon, or you can buy Jonesy a coffee. If you want to send me a holiday gift, just email me. I'll give you my address. You can send me some treats or whatever, or coffee or whatever. You just want to send me a card. That's pretty cool. I love getting cards. Write me a little note. I'll even read it on the show. How about that? Anyways, appreciate you, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Tuesday episode. Take care, and good luck with your life, man.